Okay, Taste of Asia is back with a little video. What's for dinner? We got some nice fall weather here in Panama City, football weather. We're going to do a little stir fry, a Cantonese chow mein with mixed meat in it. And I wanted to do this video to show you just a couple of tips. Number one is the prep. Like this, when you stir fry, maybe 80% is food prep and 20% is the actual stir fry. And if this I did in about 10 minutes. You just julienne some carrots, and I have cabbage here, green onion, and I have some shiitake mushrooms that you just soak them in hot water and cut off the stems and julienne them. And this is some roast pork that I have cooked, and you can keep this up to 5 days in your refrigerator, even a little bit longer. That video is also on my channel. But I wanted to show you something about about preparing seafood. In Chinese, Cantonese cooking in the restaurants, there's a secret or a tip called zhong sui, which means you wash your fresh seafood in water and salt. So basically, I have scallops and shrimp, which I've already done, but I split this one to show you the vein, which we're going to remove. You remove the vein, and then I'm going to show you how you wash the seafood. So I'm going to move the camera over to the sink. Turn on some water, and first of all you remove the vein. Then you put it in with the rest of your seafood. And what you want to do is you want to add a little bit of water and then salt. Plain old salt, but a good bit of salt. 3 tablespoons or whatever, and then you take your hand and you just keep turning it and turning it and turning it, and what you'll find is the water will turn a little cloudy. So the purpose, I don't know if you can see this in here, but what you want to do is you want to continue to run the water, the cold water, over the seafood until the water is clear. So sometimes in a restaurant where we would do like 20 pounds of shrimp, we would do the splitting, the deveining, and we put them in a big bucket and with the salt and the water, and just keep the water running for about 5 or 10 minutes. But once your water runs clear, you can drain all the water, and then you can add the cornstarch and a little bit of sesame oil and some oil. To get that velvetized effect on a smooth coating on your seafood. And what this does, it removes any seafood or shrimp smell, odors of your seafood. So it gives it a nice fresh taste to it. This is just one of the tips. And today, when I do this stir fry, I'm gonna for those of you that don't have woks, I'm gonna do the frying of these thin Cantonese style noodles in a jumbo fryer, a regular old jumbo fryer with about a ½ inch of oil in the bottom. So stay tuned for that part, and we'll finish this dish off. Okay guys, we're back over at the stove. You can see that I have about 1/4 inch maybe of oil in this pan. It's probably about maybe almost a cup and a half, and it's being heated up. But I also have the big round platter with paper towels on it for when I'm done with the noodles, to drain the excess oil off. So I'm just going to arrange my noodles in a pan in the jumbo fryer, and then as usual I'll swirl that oil around. And I'll check them with this with a pair of tongs, and when they're brown on one side, then I'll flip them over. And I'll show you what it looks like when I flip them over. And then whatever oil is left in the pan, I will put it toss it in that little saucepan in the back, and then just continue right on with the stir fry. So stay tuned. Okay, as you can see, we're back. This process takes approximately 15 minutes, and you have to be patient with these to get this nice crispy noodles, nice golden brown. So I'm gonna pick them up and get them out of the pan. I lift it up. I let the oil drain. Popping it a little bit. So. And we'll pour that off. Now we can go right in with our stir fry. I put the raw ingredients in first. These are the shrimp and the scallops. And I'll take a little bit of that oil, put it back in the pan. And I'm going to add in about a tablespoon of minced garlic. And you guys would be proud of me this time because I actually measured the oyster sauce and the thin soy sauce. I'm going to hit it with some wine, cooking wine. And then in go the rest of your ingredients. And what you're going to do, anytime you make Cantonese chow mein, you have to have enough liquid to go over top of the noodles. So this gives the noodles the flavor. And when I said I measured, I have 2 heaping tablespoons of oyster sauce and 2 tablespoons of Kikkoman soy sauce here, which I will add. You can just use hot water because you'll get a broth from the seafood and the roast pork and the garlic, a nice flavored sauce. So, good old red Solo cup, half full. So you got about a cup of water, hot water. We'll just wait till this returns to a boil, and then we'll add. Well, let's add that now. Let's add a sprinkling of the sesame oil. And we use maybe one teaspoon of salt. Keep in mind you're seasoning that whole plate of noodles. So when that returns to a boil, we'll thicken it up and pour it on top of our noodles, and I'll show you that. Okay, now let's finish this dish off. You can see it's returned to a boil. I let it simmer for about a minute, but all the vegetables are very thin, so they cook very fast. What we're going to do is I used 1 heaping tablespoon of the dry cornstarch with some water. You want it to have a gravy to this, a thickened gravy, and you can tell when it gets to the right consistency. You might not need all that cornstarch. You don't want it too thick. You just want it like to float over the noodles when you put it in there. I think that should do it. Now watch over here. You'll see that I spread those noodles out on my round platter. Now I can cut off the fire, and I'll just lay that right on top of the noodles. What a pretty dish, huh? Colorful, the shrimp, scallops, and roast pork on top of the crispy noodles. That looks like dinner. I hope you've enjoyed this lesson and the tips that you can do. You don't really need a wok. Sometimes you can just use the jumbo cooker. This is Taste of Asia at Home. Thanks for watching.